This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Now, ever since Eddie Hearn gave that interview with IFL TV yesterday, the internet seems to have gone a little bit bat crazy, with people, of course, led by the Wilder fanatics, saying that Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev was always the plan. The plan was never for Anthony Joshua to fight Deontay Wilder. This is a duck, blah, 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 blah. You know what they get into. It's what they do. They said the same thing that, see, Anthony Joshua always planned on fighting Dillian Whyte. Anthony Joshua always planned on fighting Carlos Takam. He always planned on fighting someone else other than Deontay Wilder, without looking at the fact that Deontay Wilder uses every opportunity and every trick in the book to turn down an Anthony Joshua fight. And he can do this quite comfortably, knowing the fact that his fanatical fan base will back him up no matter what it is that he does. He's used so many excuses now, it's becoming embarrassing. And it's becoming embarrassing for a lot of you guys as well who back up this guy. He turned down $120 million to fight Dominic Brazil next, and then back-to-back fights with Anthony Joshua. Undisputed. Why? Because him and Shelly Finkel allegedly want the fight on Showtime. So they want you, the fans, to pay $75, $85 for a pay-per-view because he loves his fans and all this kind of thing. But yet he doesn't want you to pay $20 to watch it on DAZN. Do you see the contradictions here? He wants you to pay $75 opposed to $20. And he's willing to turn down $120 million. And you guys keep giving him a pass all the time. Why do you keep giving him a pass for? I don't understand it. This guy can say anything, and you guys will either ignore it or defend it. None of you guys have the backbone to go, no, Wilder, this is wrong, man. This is ridiculous. You've been lying to us. One face, one name, one champion, right? He's denying you the opportunity for undisputed. Joshua's been chasing Wilder for a year now. The plan is for Joshua to fight Wilder, not Kubrat Pulev. Wilder even said he wants to be pregnant, and you guys still defend him. He turns down $120 million. You still defend him. He gets a contract where he agrees $15 million. And you guys say, oh, well, he agreed to $15 million, so he tried to make the fight. But he didn't sign the contract. And we've already explained the Wembley thing. Showtime didn't want that fight at Wembley in September. They were unprepared to put it on pay-per-view. This is why Anthony Joshua versus Alexander Povetkin took place in September, because Showtime weren't having that on pay-per-view. Very simple, isn't it? Anyway, Kubrat Pulev. He's a very, very viable option. Why is that? Because he's the IBF mandatory. Kubrat Pulev has been ranked in the top 5 across many sanctioning bodies for a number of years. Inactivity has cost him a lot. In fact, he was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua when Joshua fought Carlos Takam, but Pulev pulled out due to injury. So he got replaced at last minute by Carlos Takam. Pulev is a very, very good opponent. Very good opponent. He's not the kind of opponent that Wilder would dare get in the ring with. The IBF mandatory is up next. When you are a unified champion like Joshua is, not like Wilder is, because Wilder isn't, even though he's been pro for 11 years and has only got the one belt and never defended it correctly. But Joshua has 3 belts. That means he has 3 mandatories that get pulled on him. If he doesn't fight the mandatory, he gets stripped. The IBF is next. He's already had the WBA, which was Povetkin last time, but again, it should have been Wilder. But Wilder, again, used every excuse in the book, and you guys back him up, to not fight Joshua. So he got forced into fighting Alexander Povetkin. Now he's going to be taking on a voluntary in Big Baby Jaron Miller. Again, he tried to make the Wilder fight. Wilder used every trick in the book. Again, ignored emails. Didn't want to talk to him. Why? Because he's scared. And you guys know it. But anyway, as I said, Pulev is the IBF mandatory. So therefore, if he does fight the IBF mandatory in Kubrat Pulev, then good. Because Wilder had the opportunity. And if Joshua does fight Pulev, it's because, again, Wilder's putting up boundaries. He's putting up barriers. And he can do this comfortably, as I said, because you guys back him to the hilt. He doesn't want to give you undisputed. He doesn't want to. He never did. And you guys never wanted undisputed. You're quite happy to encourage cherry picking for Wilder. Wilder is now taking on, guess what? His mandatory. And yes, unification trumps mandatory. With the sanctioning body's permission, of course. But unification does take precedence over mandatories. Yet Wilder used that on 2 occasions. We knew that with Tyson Fury, and I didn't realise that until Bruce Vane said yesterday that he did the same thing with Charles Martin. Well, I can't do unification because I've got mandatory obligations. So Pulev is a very, very good option. Of course, there's also the option of Alexander Usyk. But either way, the IBF is going to call their mandatory. And the IBF do not mess about. They don't. For me, they are probably the most consistent sanctioning body out there, where they have their set of rules and every fighter must abide by those rules. There are no exceptions. They will strip you. So if Joshua does fight Pulev, it's because Wilder didn't take up the challenge. As I said, he can comfortably not take up the challenge. He can comfortably talk about how he really wants Joshua. What, do you really think that I don't want Joshua? Yeah, we do. You turned down $120 million. How obvious is that? Whether you rate Wilder or whether you don't, whether you think Wilder defeats Joshua or whether you don't, it's obvious. Wilder has no confidence in himself and his team have no confidence in him either. And that's the truth of it. So Anthony Joshua versus Kubrat Pulev is a good option. In fact, it could be the only option because he is the mandatory. Anyway, drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.